About 5 weeks ago, I shared with you that my husband and I were going to take this 1960s garage and turn it into our Doug and Stacy inspired summer kitchen. So I thought I would give you a little tour today. Hopefully the internet is working out here in the boondocks and you'll get a good representation of what we've got going on here. I had some gravel delivered this week and I've got our fire pit set up. Jim saw their fire pit the other day, says, I really like that fire pit. So I went and I got that for him for Father's Day. He says, hey, it's like Doug and Stacy's. I said, I know. So we've got this fire pit for my husband for Father's Day, and we've got these vintage inspired steel lawn chairs. I picked these up about 3 or 4 years ago and they were just sitting in the garage, so he built them this week. And they go really nice with our fire pit right outside of our summer kitchen. So that's where I wanted to start the tour. We painted the outside. We painted our star and rehung it. We've put screen all across the front, but the garage doors are still there. We can close them in a heavy rain or we can close them when there's snow. So we still have that. And they close just perfectly with all of that framework being put up and having the screens there. So that's great. So we've got our flag out and a pallet bench that my son built me for Mother's Day. But let's go on into the summer kitchen. I want to show you what we've done. The summer kitchen's right outside, or right just on the other side of our garden here that we've done. We've got our chicken house just on the other side of that, and our rooster's saying good morning. So let's go inside. Don't you just love the sound of an old wooden screen door on a spring slamming? Takes me back to my grandpa's. When I was a little girl, my grandpa had an old screen and he had the spring on it and it would make that noise. And my kids said the other day, they said, Mom, you need a bumper on that so you don't hear it slam. Heck no, I love that sound. So this is our view when we're inside. This is our farm. We lost our barn to straight line winds, last year, so it's in the process of coming down. Boy, my roosters are just really happy to see you guys this morning. But this is our view of our beautiful, beautiful farm here in Iowa. And this is my summer kitchen. Are you ready? Here she is. I love it. When we first walk in, we've got this little potbelly stove, and it looks like it's functional because we've got the pipe in, but it's not. It's just for looks. But the dogs love getting on their little beds and laying there. Here are the little tables that go with those steel chairs, but we use them for side tables for our vintage steel glider. I picked this up on the marketplace, and my husband and I just love to just come out here in the evenings and just rock in that thing and listen to the birds. There's a beautiful breeze in here. We listen to the birds, we watch the fireflies, and we just enjoy our farm. But I've got this old door that's been turned into a little workstation, and this is where I'm going to keep my journals for my gardening and keep some of my gardening supplies. And right here is where we've got still a bunch of building supplies, but this is where my potting table will go. Put up a pallet fence on the other side, and I want to show you the inspiration first of all for my kitchen. I had this vintage Formica table down in the basement. It's been in the basement because we go down in the basement whenever we have tornado warnings. And so I had a little spot set up down there to play cribbage and just sit out the storms. And I thought, you know, I'm going to bring that up into my proposed summer kitchen. And this is going to be my color base, is this yellow. And I had just purchased these dish towels at the Dollar Tree for $1. And I thought, you know what? The yellow on those roses goes so well with the two-tone yellows in that table. I said, that's got to be my color scheme right there. And it's got the teal. Now I'm going to tell you a little secret. We're doing all of this just a few years after I've been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And the color for awareness for ovarian cancer is teal. So of course I've got to have some teal, and that's why I bought these towels. But it's like, wow, they go perfect. So shades of yellow, crisp white, and teal is what we're going to use here for our color scheme. So I've got this vintage table, and I thought this is going to be it. And I started searching for chairs because I didn't have any chairs. And lo and behold, on the marketplace on Facebook, just last week, came up these chairs. Look at these chairs. picket fence design, handmade, hand painted with yellow roses. We just planted raspberries. There's raspberries on there. There's the signature of the lady who painted them. Robin McComb, it looks like. Anyways, 8 of them. 8 of these chairs with the picket fence design. 8 of them. Are you ready? Hang on to your shirts, ladies and gentlemen. 20 bucks a piece. I got the table for $35. I got the chairs for 20 bucks a piece. And this is where, just this last week, I sat here with a beautiful breeze, listening to the chickens, listening to the birds, and I processed 20 pints of strawberries for canning, for making some jam. But what I love is this picket fence design, and I get to sit here and look at my garden and look at the picket fence. It all ties in together. I love it. Let's talk about the garden. First of all, here's all my husband's barbecue stuff. He's going to have all of his stuff in here, and he can pull it out to the fire ring if he wants to barbecue, or he can grill in here because it's a propane black stone top. He's got his kettle grills that he can take outside for when we do our wood fire pizzas. He's still organizing it all, but this is kind of his area. But I love just sitting here and looking at my garden. And we made these beautiful trellises out of cattle panels, just like some that I've seen on the internet, just like Doug and Stacy have. And we have, look at this one with all of the squash going up it. It's going to be beautiful. So we've got sunflowers and green beans and cantaloupe and squash and watermelon. We've got cucumbers and 2 different types of tomatoes and pole beans. And I just harvested all of the radishes. And I just pickled the radishes last night. There's a few left in there, but we've got radishes. We've got columbine, just all of these beautiful things in this garden. Now, I want to tell you a secret about this little garden. 5 weeks ago, this garden was a weed patch with 10-foot weeds. And I know you're going to say I'm crazy saying 10-foot weeds. We have a weed out here called burdock. And when burdock grows and you don't get control of it, it grows to be 10 foot tall, and I'm going to show you the proof. Out here in the wood piles, do you see those tall stringy things out there in the wood piles? Through the screen? Those tall branches sticking up out of the wood piles, that's burdock. Those are about 8-9 foot tall. And the entire garden was filled with burdock. And I went out there and I pulled it all up. I rototilled it. We put down weed barrier. We got all of our container gardens set up. We're using the steel troughs. And we put down the mulch and we planted, and we're already harvesting, and we've only started this 5 weeks ago. So before I continue my kitchen tour here, I want to tell you that this entire space, this 2-car garage, was our chicken coop. Half of it, this half here, was our chicken coop. And so I had been doing deep layering bedding for about 5 years, where I would do a layer of shavings, and of course they would defecate on top of that, and then we would put more shavings down, and it would combust, and it would give them warmth over the winter months. All that combustion, composting is what it was doing. It would create heat. So I had about 5 years of chicken poop that I had to scrape up off these floors, and I had to get the rototiller in here. It was about 2 foot deep. I had to clean all of that out. I had to tear down the chicken coop. Meanwhile, we have rescued 3 potbelly pigs. And those 3 potbelly pigs busted out the side of the chicken coop, and we had things in here in storage. And they ripped open everything in storage and made a nest in here. It was a pigsty, literally. They made a nest out of all of the clothes they ripped into. And so then the chickens and the pigs and the ducks all had full range of this entire 2-car garage. It was quite the mess to clean up, let me assure you. But I got out here, I started cleaning, and all of this wood was natural. It was not painted. And one day while I was cleaning, I noticed through the ceiling, there was a ceiling up here. I noticed through the ceiling, I said, honey, I see light. And so he opened the trap door to the ceiling, and sure enough, there's a window up there, up in the crawl space. And I said, that's it. The ceiling has to come out. We have to expose that window, and we have to have that light. And so we took the entire ceiling out to expose all of the rafters and the beams, all of the old barn wood that's up there. Now it is safe for the weather because we do have a steel roof on this garage now. So we don't have to worry about the rain coming in there. But we kept all of that wood up there and we painted it and just soaked up gallons and gallons and gallons of paint. That was the biggest expense of doing this kitchen, was the paint. But I just love the openness. We've got shelves up there still to store some things. I'll show you some of the things we've got up there. But let's continue with the tour. I purchased, again on Marketplace, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to do your summer kitchen and you're looking for things to put in your summer kitchen, you need to start looking on Facebook Marketplace for deals. That's where I got the chairs. That's where I got this all steel Hoosier inspired cabinet for $125. Now I took a sandblaster to it because I was going to paint it and I wanted to get all the old chippy paint off. But once we moved it in here for me to start painting it, my husband and I just said, you know what, we both really just love that chippy look. We love that old chippy look of that cabinet. So we're going to keep it. And I've got a vintage pie and cake carrier that I got from a local woman. Her mother recently passed away, and it's got my color scheme in it. So I've got that. Now, I've got the yellow roses. And in storage, I've had this set of glasses. I've had this in storage for about 35 years. These yellow roses. This is from the state of Texas for their sesquicentennial celebration from Whataburger and Coca-Cola. And they go perfectly with my new chairs and my color scheme. So I brought them out here. And since they're inspired by Coca-Cola, I had to bring out my little bottle of Coca-Cola, which my husband and I got the year we were married. So that Coca-Cola bottle is 37 years old, almost 38 years old. So I'll be storing all of our paper plates and our drinkware. This will bring my drink station where I set it up when family comes over. And it's just going to be a nice, neat little thing. I got this vintage enamel sink on the Marketplace. And sure enough, I painted it yellow. I had to go with the buttercup yellow. I was considering doing teal like Doug and Stacy's, but again, I had to go with the yellow to go with the table. But I took the door for the crawl space for up here in this attic, painted it teal. Got places now to hang all of my kitchen towels. I've got my little vintage salt and pepper shakers up there. And Jim just loves Doug and Stacy's dinner bell. And it's little, but he got this for me the other day, and he says, if you're in the new summer kitchen and you're making lunch, he says, now you can call me up from the workshop so I can come and have lunch. And he just loves Doug and Stacy, he really does. He hung up his vintage clock up there. He's a mechanic, so he likes Snap-on, so he hung that up there. But continuing around here, he got me this cute little vintage Frigidaire. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh. He surprised me with that the other day. We keep our waters in here, so we can come out here and just grab some water, and I love it. So, and we got this Roper stove, this antique 1932 Roper stove. We're going to be putting it back together, getting the rust off of it. It won't be functional, but it's really cute. I think it'd just be a really cute little addition to our little summer kitchen, even though we won't actively be using it. But look, it's got all of the little cooking instructions and everything in here. And if we wanted to, it'll work on kerosene or propane. And we do have propane right there. If we wanted to, we could probably make it work. So we've got all of these shelves where I've put some cool things up in here. Farm fresh eggs. My mother's high chair from 1934. Just some different things. We found old Clorox and Purox brown amber bottles up there. And that creamer. Really neat. Now, I want to show you this window. I decided to paint the windows yellow too, but you see how it's on a pulley system? This is the coolest thing. I've got to show you this. So it's on a pulley system, and if I just take this and I open it, look, there's my piggies. Good morning, piggies. And all my chickens are out there. You may have noticed I had a can right here. This is where I keep my chicken feed and my piggy food. Got them some cracked corn here. So I'm just able to open the window to the orchard and feed my babies. This is Oreo Pigglesworth III. This is Wilbur. And my chickens and my ducks are out here somewhere. They live in the orchard. They have free range of the orchard all day long. And then they come into their chicken pen, their chicken coop at nighttime, the new one that we've got for them. Back up. And you may say, where's the chicken coop? Oh my gosh, let me show you the chicken coop. It is the coolest thing. I've got another window over here. And what I love about this window, now we're gonna upset a couple of girls, but it's got to be done to show you. Another pulley system, and I pull it down. Good morning, Betties. I know, how are you? I'm not going to bother you, you're okay. I've got 2 nesting boxes right there. So when I come out here in the mornings, and which will be great for the winter time because now I won't have to go into their chicken coop, I just open the window and reach in and grab the eggs. And I've got a little basket here to put their eggs in. So that's pretty much it for my vintage kitchen. I do have it set up for when we're sitting out here, we play cribbage. If you play cribbage, I'd love to see a thumbs up on that because we love cribbage here. So we sit here and we play cribbage. The views are amazing. I'm going to turn that big old stump where we took that tree down. That's going to be a gnome home. My husband's going to take a chainsaw to it and give me a pitched roof, and I'll put the garden, those picket fence slats, I'll put on there as a roof. And I've got a little stump garden started there with some butterfly bushes, and we'll be planting some echinacea and some chamomile and different things out there. I have a little herb garden out there, but that's our view. But that's my summer kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. I am so thrilled with it. Oh, one thing I didn't show you, I hung up my barn quilts. I hand paint barn quilts. So I put my barn quilts up. I'm going to have to make a few more. And so they encase the perimeter here. But I love my barn quilts, so I'll be making some more of those. But I just love sitting out here. I love listening to the birds. In the evening, we love listening to the birds, the roosters, the chickens. We love watching the fireflies. Right now, my husband has his shop radio in here, and he puts it on the Bluetooth, and we listen to 50s music. But we're going to get a vintage radio, and so we can just listen to the 50s music and stuff when we sit out here. And I sat here at this table the other day, and I processed 20 pints of strawberries with the cool breeze and the birds singing, and I just sat here and processed 20 pints of strawberries for jam this week, and I love it. So when I'm done talking to you here, I'm going to go in and get some pancake batter. I'm going to make myself a little bit of pancakes, and I'm going to do some peach. I made peach jam this week. I'm going to get some of my peach jam, and I'm going to have some peach jam on my pancakes. And I might reach in and I might grab an egg, and I might fry up an egg at the same time. So if you were inspired by Doug and Stacy to have a summer kitchen, if you've got an old outside outbuilding that you're not using, or if you've got a garage you're not using, we never parked our cars in here, ever. We've been here for 6 years plus. We've never used this garage. But now it is about 600 square foot of outdoor living space. And I love the idea of bringing back the summer kitchen. Here in Iowa, they were very popular way back in the day. And now that I'm doing this, there are some people who are saying, I remember my grandma, I remember my great-grandma having a summer kitchen, and we would always do the canning, and we would snap the beans, and we would clean the vegetables out of the garden, and they would do it so they wouldn't heat up their house in the summertime. And I love it. My husband got me an electric canner. If you want to do your canning, and you don't want to have, if you have like a glass top stove, or you don't have the wherewithal to do your canning inside, my husband got me an electric ball canner for water bath canning. So I will bring that out here. I'll just plug it in, and I could do all of my jams and my pickles and everything right out here. And we bought a sun oven. Our America sun oven is coming, so we'll be using that right outside. We'll be able to do our sun oven cooking. I can't wait to bake some bread out there. And I'm also going to have my husband build me a rocket stove. We watched Doug and Stacy with their rocket stove the other day. And so I've got my cast iron skillets ready, And I told my husband, I said, I want to do a rocket stove too. So we've got that space out there, and that's what we'll be doing. So I hope you had good reception for this live video. We live out here in the middle of nowhere, so sometimes the internet is a little sketchy. But I hope you enjoyed my kitchen tour, my garden tour, and I hope this inspires you to make a summer kitchen of your own. Sandy, I see your comment, and if you want a summer kitchen, you've got to just take the initiative and find a way to make it happen. Some of the things that you need are probably sitting right in front of you. I encourage all of you to go on Facebook Marketplace and find the vintage things that you want. They're out there. You'll be able to find what you want to do your summer kitchen. You have to get up and just do it and make it happen. I mentioned earlier, I have ovarian cancer, and that's the reason why I have so much teal in here. That's our awareness color. And I'm tired. I get tired very easily after chemo. It's been several months since my last chemo, but I still get very tired. This was a very arduous task for me, and I'm thankful my husband was able to take on so much of it, but I just had to get up and do it. So if you want a summer kitchen, just get up and start somewhere, and you'll make it happen. This went from 2.5 feet of chicken compost to this in 5 weeks. We did this in 5 weeks, so you can do it. So I hope everybody has a great day. I'm going to go get my pancake stuff ready and have a late breakfast. And give me some positive feedback. I'd love to hear from you guys. And if Doug and Stacy sees this, because they gave me a thumbs up when I posted a picture a few weeks ago, thank you for your inspiration. We really love watching the videos. We look forward to them every time you post. And we're just up the road from you in Iowa, so if you're ever in our neck of the woods, I can't promise I'll have any kombucha or anything for you, but we'll have something for you. We'd love to have you stop by. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a blessed day, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.